Just reading from a book called Haiku, an Anthology of Japanese Poems. It's by Stephen Addiss Fumiko, Yamamoto, and Akira Yamamoto. It's an anthology, so it jumps around in the poets. But this first section is about the pulse of nature, so it's like nature poems. Here we have a bird. And it says, opening their hearts, ice and water become friends again. Tessitsu. Do you like that one? The spring sun shows its power between snowfalls. By Yori. Not in a hurry to blossom, plum tree at my gate, Isha. White plum blossoms return to the withered tree, moonlit night, Busson. These are the different poets. The warbler wipes its muddy feet on plum blossoms, Issa. That's one we heard, right? The warbler wipes his feet. Warbler wipes its muddy feet on plum blossoms, Issa. With each falling petal they grow older, plum branches, Busson. Dried grasses and just a few heat waves rising an inch or two. Dried grasses and just a few heat waves rising an inch or two, Basho. What's that mean? Dried grasses and just a few heat waves rising an inch or two, Basho. Overflowing with love, the cat as coquettish as a courtesan, Samaro. Overflowing with love, the cat as coquettish as a courtesan, coquettist. That's a French word?
Mm-hmm.
What's it mean?
Coquette, they say. Just make himself look good.
Well, the cat's looking good, huh? He wants to look good. Both partners sport whiskers. Cats love Razan. Both partners sport whiskers. Cats love. Spring sun in every pool of water lingering, Isha. Is the dawn, too, still embraced by hazy moon, Chosu? In simmering, if you want me to, I only read them once unless you want it twice. You want to do it that way? Or just read them twice? They're kind of short. In the simmering haze, the cat mumbles something in its sleep, Isha. In the simmering haze, the cat mumbles something in its sleep, Isha. Should turn that thing off, dear. You want to turn it off? It's not very natural air conditions. Not in touch with nature.
Oh yeah, you, the fat man.
A cat wouldn't like it. Spring rain, just enough to wet teeny shells on the teeny beach. Is that spring rain today or summer rain? Because today is June 21st. Today is June 21st. Spring rain just enough to wet teeny shells on the teeny beach, Busson. The nurseryman left behind a butterfly, Raota. The nurseryman left behind a butterfly. Again and again, stitching the rows of barley, a butterfly, Sora. Again and again, stitching the rows of barley, a butterfly, Sora. Remember, Sora is the other guy that Basho liked. And he dates back to, he's older, like Segyo would be, prior to Basho. Maybe you'll find a poet you like here. A pheasant's tail very gently brushes the violets. Su-chi-ki-jo. A pheasant's tail very gently brushes the violets. Over the violets, a small breeze passes by. Auntie. Over the violets, a small breeze passes by. Auntie. Each time the wind blows, the butterfly sits anew on the willow. Can you guess the poet? Each time the wind blows, the butterfly sits anew on the willow. You know how the wind blows? Basho is correct. Ever see like where the wind puffs and the butterfly goes up and then it comes down again and up again? Each time the wind blows, the butterfly sits anew on the willow. I like that one. I'm going to claim this one for Spain. Yeah, I claimed it first. Now I possess Basho's poem. Spring chill above the rice paddies, rootless clouds. Spring chill above the rice paddies, rootless clouds. Haiku Goto. Okay, now we have daybreak. The white fish whiten only 1 inch. Daybreak. The white fish whiten only 1 inch. Basho. Domestic ducks stretch their necks, hoping to see the world. Domestic ducks stretch their necks, hoping to see the world. Koji. The warbler dropped his hat, a camellia. The warbler dropped his hat, a camellia. Do you like that one? It's like the flower was his hat. Or it fell probably, it looked like it was his hat. The author is who? Basho is correct. Seems this contest is rigged. You keep getting the correct answer. Amazing. Crazed by flowers, surprised by the moon, a butterfly. Crazed by flowers, surprised by the moon, a butterfly. Chora. White camellias, only the sound of their falling moonlit night. That's a very quiet sound, by the way. White camellias, only the sound of their falling moonlit night. Actually, I heard I heard like leaves falling once when it was quiet, and there were leaves on the ground, and there was leaves from the tree falling, and the leaves were falling onto the leaves, and you could hear, if it's quiet enough, you hear falling leaves falling onto leaves. It seems rarely quiet enough to hear things like that. A quiet, I suppose nighttime is quiet. White camellias, only the sound of their falling. Moonlit night. And the author is Ronco. I like that one, I think. And it says, squeaking in response, a baby sparrow's a nest of mice. Squeaking in response to baby sparrows, a nest of mice. Does that make sense? They could both be squeaking at the same time. Squeaking in response to baby sparrows, a nest of mice. But he says they're squeaking in response, so they could be.
They eat them with the babies.
The mice are squeaking in harmony with the sparrows. Who's the author?
Isa.
But who?
Isa.
That's wrong. It's Basho. You messed it. But that's a good guess with Issa, because he talked about, what was he talking about all the time? It was like, oh, it was crazy. He liked bugs and birds, and yeah, that's a good guess though. Out from the darkness, back into the darkness, affairs of the cat. Out from the darkness, back into the darkness, affairs of the cat. Who's that author? Isha. Yeah, that's hard to get those. Joyful at night, tranquil during the day, spring rain. Joyful at night, tranquil during the day, spring rain. No, Chora. Why is it joyful at night and tranquil during the day, spring rain? I guess that's what he thinks. The camellia falls, spilling out yesterday's rain. Camellia falls, spilling out yesterday's rain. It must have had the rain on it. Busson. A hedge of thorns. How skillfully the dog wiggled under it. A hedge of thorns, how skillfully the dog wiggled under it. Issa. We're reading from The Pulse of Nature. It's, I suppose it's nature-focused haiku. And it's from the book Haiku, an Anthology of Japanese Poems. Stephen Addiss Fumiko, Yamamoto, Akira Yamamoto.